Do you want to start this off, should I?
I'll start us off here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is PGC Erratic casting a round 2 game here between Google, spawning down here in the bottom right position as the red Protoss, and Hannibal spawning up here in the top left position as the blue Protoss. Here with me is
Jersey Arnes.
And welcome, guys, to this game. Hopefully we see some great action here in this PvP. Of course, they are spawning in cross positions, tend to lead towards these long macro-oriented games, and of course PvP itself tends to lead towards long macro-oriented games, unless of course one player forgates, because then he either crushes his opponent or gets crushed. But what do you think here, Jersey? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
It is another PvP, and we saw Google decimate MG Tofu Raider in that first PvP played. So we know that his PvP is pretty decent. However, I have not seen Hannibal play, and we're definitely gonna have to see. Let me just put the stats real quick on these players. I got them right here.
Oh man, I gotta bring this up. We see that Google here is actually chronobussing out a lot of probes. Actually, getting to 14 before he lays down this first gateway. That's really delayed. Usually, you see that gateway drop down around 12. Because of course you want to get that Cybernetics core and the Warp Gate research done as quickly as possible. If you're forgating, you want it done for that reason. If you're not forgating, you want it done to not lose to the person who is forgating. But of course now with the changes that have been made to forgates a while ago, we have seen a significant decrease in the number of Protoss players doing it. It is still a strategy used fairly often, but not nearly as much as it used to be. Anyway, we do see fairly standard timed gas from both players, and we're seeing some pretty standard play aside from that slightly delayed gateway.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Hannibal only has 2 probes on gas, and I think the reason Erratic that he put down that gateway so delayed, maybe got 1 extra probe out. I think he realized that the cross position spawn locations and the rush distance is again it's a decent size on this map. So he thought maybe I'll be safe if I can get 1 more out, and he's getting those 2 gateways out, and Hannibal is scouting all of this, and we do see that Google is moving out of Hannibal's space and he's leaving that probe away. And then some players are like, oh, it's always good to keep the probe with the other probe, but what I do is I kind of queue up a bunch of stuff, and then let the other guy follow me around, and I'll just go back to my stuff, and the other guy eventually will lose track of it, and I can put down a pylon on the guy, and I'll move out of the way, and the guy won't see it because he's just so out of place for that. I don't know. I mean, it kind of detracts from your other stuff because you kind of have to make sure oh, do I have this guy there? Do I have this guy there? And stuff like that. And he still has Hannibal still has his 2 pros only on gas. There is a first zealot from Hannibal coming up, and Google got a stalker first, so that stalker can definitely kite. That zealot might be able to pick it off with ease.
Yeah, definitely going to be able to kite. Of course, Stalkers crush Zealots in one-on-ones because, of course, they can kite them so effectively. But this Zealot is going to start picking a little bit at this mineral line. Might get 1 probe. Looks like he's going to get at least 1. Yeah, gets 1, gets 2, actually, and gets a bunch to pull off for a little while. We do see that Google really needs to put guys back in gas because he does only have 1 guy in each gas, which is extremely inefficient. Definitely needs to pay attention to that. Did get a little frazzled by that attack by Hannibal. Getting out a few units here, and we do see that the Hannibal's warp gate is about to finish, so he can switch into high gear here with his only 2 warp gates, actually getting the 3rd one on the way here. We'll be interested to see. Yep, he actually goes with a Stargate. Usually don't see Stargates in PvP because, of course, Stalkers are super effective against anything that flies, and Stalkers are the basis of PvP play.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I have seen this build before, you get those 2 gateways, you add a Stargate and then a 3rd gateway. Basically, I believe I want to say it was Liquid Tyler, may kind of use this build on Husky's channel, and he just got a bunch of Zealots and Sentries out, and then just got a bunch of Void Rays, and he pretty much killed the Zerg player, but obviously, Google is in the Zerg player, he's Protoss, and Stalkers can... Honestly, they do so well. Ooh, 1 force was trapping that Stalker, and as I was saying before, Stalkers do pretty well against Void Rays.
Yeah, we do have these couple of sentries here trying to keep that ramp force field and trying to prevent Google from coming in. But of course, Google's got a pylon here, able to warp in on the high ground, getting in a couple of zealots here. They are going to be able to help fight with these Stalkers, and it looks like Google is going in here for a push. Might be able to do some serious damage here. We just see a Void Ray coming out here, and with only 2 Stalkers, that Void Ray could end up being really effective.
Yep. Well, you see that Hannibal's getting a little frazzled here. So he was trying to do that stutter step type thing that Terrans usually do. The thing is, the sentries aren't even getting hits off, and he just get a force field trying to get those units out. And it looks like the Zealots from Google will finish this off, and I think the sentries might be able to actually hold this off.
Yeah, the sentries will be able to hold it off. But again, it's kind of at a what cost kind of thing. We do have a couple of Zealots here going to start picking away at stuff, going to get in here, going to get to that sentry, going to get into that mineral line and start killing off a lot of probes.
Yeah.
Definitely need to pull these probes off the mineral line because those Zealots are just having a field day going after these probes.
Yeah, man. Let me just check the probe kill count. 8 workers are killed by Google at this point, and he's killed 20 units, so he's doing pretty well for himself. Those Void Rays are out at this time, so he is making sure that Google knows about it. I mean, he took out those Zealots with them, and he is taking that forward pylon out. There is Dark Shrine up for Google, Erratic, and he's getting 3 DTs out, warping them in at the other forward pylon. I think this could be the game ender.
Oh, that is again, we don't have a forge, we don't have a robotics facility. Hannibal's got absolutely nothing to get any kind of detection, and these DTs are just going to walk into his base and kill everything.
I would advise going at the mineral line just really quickly, because he doesn't want any probes to escape and maybe put down stuff. I think he's just trying to warp in a sentry. I'm like, what sentry doesn't really do anything. At this point, Hannibal's all in or nothing. 1 Void Ray with his army. Google is just kind of sitting back. He doesn't have any, units in his base. He has 2 stalkers. And, 1 stalker and 1 DT. The DT will pick off the ground army, but he does need a lot more stalkers for that air army.
Yeah, he definitely needs another stalker to deal with, or more stalkers to deal with this Void Ray. Ooh, great force field there. Forces the DT out of the base, and Hannibal might actually be able to do some serious damage here to Google's base. We're pretty much in a base trading scenario right now. Hannibal's trying to just kill off his opponent before his opponent kills him off.
Yeah, and the probes being pulled into the battle and everything. Hannibal has not built his base. Well, these TDs are getting out of Google's base and just trying to go back. There is 1 DT still in Hannibal's base that can pick off stuff. I think that if Google can save his probes in micro room efficiently, he will be able to save this 1 stalker coming out. Google has only 40 mil. Ooh, that Phoenix does lift up the stalker, and it does get taken out. I think Google is at the end of the ropes at this point.
Yeah, Google's not going to be able to stop his opponent from taking out his base, but of course, he's got that Archon coming up, and that Archon is going to be able to take out this Void Ray when he gets to him.
Mm-hmm. And that Archon does have the 350 health. And it isn't armor, so the Void Ray doesn't do much damage. I think the Void Ray is just going to pick this off easy. And there's a GG from Hannibal.
Yeah, GG from Hannibal, of course. Those DTs were super effective. Like I said, I love me some DTs.
Yeah, man, I've heard you a bunch of times. You just love them. Hey, I love them too. Who doesn't? And they're GTs. So, they're like the banelings of the Protoss army. You just can't not like them. Let's check one thing. No players have made it to the semifinals at this time. We do have Torrent is going to be playing the winner of... Ooh, Torrent is going to be playing Google. Another PvP. Google is just having a bunch of PvPs today. He's going to be playing Google in a PvP in the round 3. We do have Imindri versus Stowe in round... Jason versus Alistair facing each other. Evo Kudoku versus Ritsu Love. Imindri versus Stowe. And now Google versus Torrent. And the winners of these matches will make it onto the semifinals. So hold on to your seats, Radic. We're about getting near the end.
Yeah, if Imindri beats Stowe, then Google will have faced a Protoss in the first round, a Protoss in the second round, and if he beats Torrent and faces Imindri in round 4, he'll be playing a Protoss in the 4th round as well. It could very well be possible that Google plays exclusively Protoss all the way to victory if he wins.
Yep, and I think, let's see, let me find any game that we do, what do you want to do, 30-minute break?
15-minute break is fine. That's good enough. Personally, I don't care. 15:30. It's all good to me. It is not break time yet, of course. You might want to let the people on the channel know that we're not on break until after the round of 8 is done.
Yeah, that's letting people know that right before semis is the break time. Oh yeah, apparently. Oh wow, that's kind Let me just check one thing here. And those of you that are wondering, if you guys want to just stay in this channel during the week, you may spot me in here sometimes. I might just pop in to see what's going down. And you can always just find someone to play with, and if you guys want to make this a channel, just help it out, make it big, and we'd appreciate that. So, just a quick advertisement from me. It's gonna be that I do coach Zerg and Terran players, so if you are interested in getting some coaching done, I do do that. Hang on one second, let me talk to Google for a second.
Okay, and of course, a little plugging from me. You can find me on justin.tv/PGC StarCraft. That is my channel. And those of you who watched the tournament last week saw Theory. Theory will be joining me at some point this week for some kind of casting. Maybe we'll cast a replay. Maybe we'll play some team mono battles. I don't know. My hope is the mono battles, but I think he's more for a little bit of co-casting of a replay, maybe of his. So we will see that next week. I believe Tuesday is the day it's going to be. If you want to hit me up in-game, you can find me, and I will let you know when I know exactly what's going on. But looks like we are about to get this game on the way here in a minute. It's going to be Google versus Torrent.
Alright, there's Torrent saying he wants everyone to leave. Doesn't want any lag, which is good. I mean, I don't like lag either, so that's all for that. Having Darkness and Epic Ninja, please leave. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't want any games to be in bad shape because of any kind of lag from observers. It's not good.
We have let's see. Nothing of the at the moment. I don't see why Darkness and EP Ninja have to be here. They can just watch the stream.
I don't know what I feel about this Google telling them, I'll remove you. If Google, we will disqualify you from the tournament if you try to remove us.
Yeah, bro, this is our tournament.
This is our tournament and not yours, Google. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just pee on your parade here.
What do you think, Jizzy? What do you think?
You know what? I mean, I guess we could just give them a chance, let them play. I let them watch the game. If there is any lag, they're out of the game, no question. Just take them out. Yeah, there's no question about it.
Yeah, and for the next tournament, we're gonna sit down a hard and fast rule. No observers who are not part of the admins and casters and whatnot.
Yeah, and even then, only one admin. I think at maximal, unless it's like a finals match, only one admin, and then both the casters. Honestly, it just gets too much, and if they I mean, people are good about not talking in this, but if they start talking, it just gets kind of hectic and annoying. Like it's hard to cast with this chat popping up on your screen.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, here, guys, we do have Google versus Torrent. It's going to be on MLG Metalopolis, one of my favorite maps here. I guess I'll start us off again. Spawning down here in the bottom position as the red Protoss is Google, who has played exclusively Protoss versus Protoss matches so far this tournament. While we have spawning up here in the top position as the orange Protoss, Torrent, who has been an absolute super baller so far, did an amazing job, and as has Google, actually. Anyway, casting here with me is
Drizzy RNS, guys.
And we welcome you to the, I believe this is round 3 of the Proving Grounds Open number 3 final match that we will be casting, I believe, before the semifinals. So hopefully, guys, we'll see some great play out of them. Like I said before, Protoss tends to devolve into macro, long-oriented games. What do you think here, though, Drizzy, on Metalopolis with these cross-spawn positions?
Well, obviously, like you just said, cross-spawn positions. I want to make a quick shout-out to Metalopolis. I just love this map. Just got to say it. And about the cross-spawn, it tends to lead to macro, and you know what? Let me rephrase that. People believe it tends to lead to macro-oriented gameplay. That is definitely not necessarily true. It can lead to some early kind of cheesy build, especially in these tournaments where it's best of one. Someone may just want a quick win, because this is the round before the semi, so they don't want to get knocked out by coming so far. However, both these players are fairly good. Both were Grandmaster last season, So both know what they're doing. I mean, I'm not saying lower league players don't know what they're doing, but